Hi, my name is Colton Jacobson, but you might know me as the number 3 seed of the High Council of Magics. Probably not though, because I just made that up. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do 5 really popular shuffles for cards. And they're going to be increasing in difficulty, so you better keep up. Number 1, just a regular old shuffle. You're going to take any deck of cards. This is a standard deck of 52. I think the jokers might be in it, so 54. And I would normally split around half as much as you can, but really if you take any section of it, any amount of it, it doesn't really matter. You take any amount you want, and then you just take your non-dominant hand and your dominant hand, and you sort of just open up like that. Just drop a couple in there, like that. And then maybe close it, drop on the back, maybe drop a couple on the top, drop on the back again. You can sort of shuffle however you want, and just speed it up and do that. And eventually, the cards are going to get all mixed up. This is probably the easiest shuffle, and probably the most common. Shuffle number 2, the Ruffle Shuffle. This is going to be pretty popular when it comes to poker. Especially poker. They do it a lot at the poker table. So you'll know this one when you see it. You've probably seen it before. You just split your deck as close to half as you can. Make sure they're nice and taut. And then you sort of do, you split them with your thumbs and you just sort of intersect them. Oh, sorry, it's normally you do this on a table. It's a lot easier. It's hard to do it in the air. So, and then you sort of close the deck back together, and you got a nice ruffle shuffle. You do that as many times as you want. As with all these shuffles, you just shuffle as many times as you want until you feel like you've shuffled most of the deck together, and then you're good to go. So next, we're going to be doing a bonus, and that's a bonus shuffle. You do the ruffle shuffle, and if you really want, you can do a flourish, also known as the bridge. And the bridge doesn't really change what the shuffle does to the deck, but it definitely makes it look cooler. So it's the same exact thing. It starts off the same as the shuffle. Hang on, sorry. And then you sort of just collapse the cards together like that, and you do a bit of a bridge. Once again, it'd be easier to do if I was on a table. Most people, just as a tip, little tip of the trade, most people don't do this on their knee. Anyway, now for the shuffle number 3, the third shuffle, and that's going to be called the Pharaoh Shuffle. Now, this shuffle was popularized in the Old West. Unlike popular belief, based on movies mostly, cowboys didn't really spend their time playing Texas Hold'em. They spent most of their time playing the game of Pharaoh, and that's why this deck is so popularized. So once with all the other deck shuffles, you sort of split the deck, make sure it's nice and tight there, and then you're just going to press the bottom of this one onto the top of this one, and let it intersect perfectly in there. And when you get really good, it's nice and smooth. Like that. I'll show you one more time. This one's a little bit tough unless you're a seasoned magician like me. And then you just let it intersect nice and smooth. Now for shuffle number 3, again, a bonus shuffle, another bonus shuffle. This one is the Pharaoh Shuffle Alternative. So it is almost the exact same thing, except instead of going over the top like this, you actually go in through the sides. So you can actually intersect it sort of nice and smooth like that. This one's a lot easier to do than the top down for a lot of people. And this shuffle is very popular with the magician crowd. Anyway, now we're going to move on to the next shuffle. Shuffle number 4. This one I can't show you in the air. So you're just gonna have to visualize it. Just pretend there's a table right here. We all know this one, and it's a pretty common one, and it's pretty easy for beginners and masters alike. So all you have to do is spread the cards out on the table and then do one of these. And then you push the cards back together, and they're nice and shuffled. And that's a nice, easy shuffle. That might be one of the easiest shuffles. And now, the 5th and the final shuffle. This one's going to be probably one of the easiest shuffles. So all you do is split the deck in any place that you want, preferably in half, but it doesn't have to be. Once again, this is kind of based off of feel, this is kind of based off of preference, and as you do it more often, you're going to get a little bit better at splitting the deck, like me, where it's exactly half. You don't have to count that. But you split the deck like this, and then this one is called the split. It's just the split shuffle. So you just take the bottom portion that you took off, and you just set it right on top. And that's a nice little shuffle. You do that a couple of times, as much as you want, or do it once, or just split it into 7 different piles, and then put the piles back on. You kind of just do however you want. I'm not in charge of you. I don't really care. I'm not your mom. Just have fun doing the shuffle. And that's going to be all of the shuffles. And now that we've done all of the shuffles, before I go, and thank you for watching the video, and I would like to do I'll do a magic trick for you, because, hello, magician. So I would love to do a magic trick for you before I go. So thank you for watching the video, and I'm gonna do a magic trick. So it's gonna start off with a nice even card spread. Obviously, it's really hard to do this so perfectly the first time you do it, but eventually you'll get better at it. So go ahead and pick a card, any card. I'll just pick for you, obviously. You can't pick. So I'm going to pick this card right here. Go ahead and memorize that. And I'll just slide that right back in the deck anywhere, doesn't really matter. And then this is where it gets really fun. We're going to do a normal shuffle. And then a ruffle shuffle. Just wait, it gets even better. Now we're going to do another ruffle shuffle. But this time with a bridge. And then we're going to do one little pharaoh shuffle. And a pharaoh shuffle alternative. And then a washer shuffle. I can't really do that in the air, but you get the idea. And then we're going to do a split shuffle. And is this your card? No, it's not. But is this your card? Nope. That's not your card either. You want to know why it's not your card? It's because if you look in here, your card's actually not even in the deck. You want to know why? It's because it's right here. Is this your card? That's what I like to call having an ace up your sleeve. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.